In this video, I will show you a complete tutorial on how to build an inbound voice bot for an e-commerce company that can provide callers with the status of the order using an external database. At the end of this tutorial, you will know how set up your voice bot on Vapi AI, connect it to dynamic database, and using make.com create a status order tracking system. Hello, Ola, can I check the status of my package?
Of course. Could you please provide me with your package number?
It's 678900.
Give me a moment. Your package is currently on hold. The estimated delivery date is 13th October.
This is a perfect product to sell to e-commerce companies to streamline and automate their customer support. We are already doing it at our agency Silhouette AI, and I will be happy to show you how you can do it as well. My name is Anastasia, and let's get to it. Okay, let's get to our build. I'm already on Vapi AI website. If you're not sure what Vapi AI is a voice AI platform that provides you with the possibility to build voice assistants. So I'm logging into my account. If you're not having one, please sign up. You will like it. I'm signing in to my account. Here you can see a dashboard, and we are looking for a platform tab because here we have an assistant tab which provides us with an opportunity to build a new assistant. We hit create assistant. I will name my assistant Ola for these purposes, and Ola will be an assistant for a cosmetic line store and will be able to answer questions about the status of the package of colors. Here we have some predefined templates for this assistant. However, I will use a blank template because our voice assistant doesn't fall to any of these categories. Okay. We have our voice assistant created, and here you can see a dashboard. In this dashboard, you can see different tabs. And in each of these tabs, we'll be defining some settings for our assistant. So the first tab you can see is a model tab. So here you will define a model of your assistant. So it will be assistant prompt, it will be a provider, it will be a model, it will be a knowledge base that you will download. So actually we'll be defining your model, so your voice assistant here. You can also see some cost here. Don't be afraid. So it's a cost per minute of your call defined by Vapi. And you will see throughout the tutorial that these numbers will vary. So they will change because these costs are connected with the providers you're using. So with the transcription provider you're using, with the language provider, with the voice provider, with the AI provider you're using. And this can make your cost change. Okay, so let's define a first message. I actually have it defined somewhere here. Okay. Hello, this is Ola from Cosmetics World. How can I help you today? So what this first message is? This first message is a message that every caller that calls the phone number and that falls on this assistant will hear. So it's a predefined first message that every caller will have. Let's define a system prompt now. So what system prompt is? It's basically how we are using ChatGPT. So you're defining what your model, so what your agent should do. You're defining it with the prompt. I actually have my system prompt somewhere created. Okay, I have it here. The first thing I'm defining is the role of the assistant. You're a voice assistant for Cosmetics World, an online cosmetic store that helps you to order cosmetics products online and delivers to customers across Poland. I prefer to start my prompt with the role of my assistant because it gets my assistant an understanding why he exists, so what he's doing, what is his goal, what is his role. After that, I'm giving my assistant a task. Actually, here my assistant has two tasks. So firstly, he is tasked with answering questions about the business. Information about the business is provided in the knowledge base. We will get to knowledge base later. However, if you don't know what knowledge base is, it's information and it's data which you're feeding to your assistant to make him learn on data and to answer questions of callers depending on the data that he already has. So that is why knowledge base exists. And secondly, second task of my assistant is to give a status of a package using function package number. We will get to function later, but this will be the main task of my assistant. I also have some guidelines defined here. We will not get into it now. So I'm just copying my prompt and pasting my prompt here in the system prompt. Okay, let's get to these settings. For the provider, I will use OpenAI, always using OpenAI and satisfied for now. So for model, I will use GPT-4o cluster. As you see, it affects the cost. So when we were using 3.5, the cost was lower. Now the cost is higher because 4.0 is more clever. And why I'm using 4.0 cluster for this particular case, because it's dealing with package numbers, and also it could be complex in some situation. For example, if your voice assistant didn't hear the package number, or if the package number doesn't exist in the database. So I tried using mini cluster and it was not so good. So I'm changing it for 4.0 cluster, and actually it is worth it. Okay, remember I was talking about knowledge base. So let's add a knowledge base to our assistant. I actually have it defined. Here you can see a knowledge base for my assistant. Here I'm writing that cosmetics world is in like cosmetic stores. It helps you to order cosmetics products online and delivers them to you across Poland. I have some basic information, basic customer support information that could be asked by callers. Services offer, how to make an order, prices for delivery, delivery schedule, working hours. I have it defined here, and I will feed my voice assistant on this information. How to add a knowledge base? Actually, you have to go to files, and I already have this knowledge base added, but you just choose file, choose a knowledge base, add it, and you have your knowledge base. Okay, let's go back to assistant, select a knowledge base, which were added by me. Okay, now we are getting to temperature. So what temperature is actually defines how your assistant can deviate from the data you were giving him. So let's get to particular example. I'm saying that, let's get to knowledge base. I'm saying that Cosmetics World is an online cosmetic store that helps store the cosmetics products online and delivers them to you across Poland. A predefined sentence. The lower your temperature will be, the more definite your assistant will be. So it will say, so if your temperature will be 0, your assistant will say the exact sentence. However, the higher it will be, the more it will deviate from predefined data. If we define temperature 0.6, it will deviate slightly from the data you are giving him. However, it's not dangerous, so it will just sound more natural. Okay, for max tokens, we are staying with this number. Detect emotions, I will not use it for this particular case because, for example, if our bot was for leaving feedback by clients, here you can use emotions detections, however, here I will not. Okay, let's get to transcriber. I'm using DBRAM provider, English language, Nova 2 model. Let's get to voice. As you see, I'm using Cartesia right now. However, if I'm switching to 11 labs, cost is higher because 11 labs voices are more natural, they're more efficient. I will be use 11 labs for this particular case because I like their voices. It affects cost, however, it's worth it. Okay, I use Dakota. Here we're fine. Let's go. Functions. To functions we will get a little bit later. For now, I will leave it blank. I will not add anything because it is when it's starting to get more complex. For advanced, I will for sure leave audio recording on because I'm sure if you're using a voice assistant, you want to monitor it. So you want to monitor conversations with clients. So for that, I would leave audio recording on because you can monitor and analyze conversation later. And analysis, we are also not doing for now. So we are hitting publish and we have our static assistant defined. However, it's not the case for our particular tutorial because we will be using a complex function. So it will be the connection of our static assistant with an external database. And if you want to connect your voice assistant with external database or with external platforms, you cannot use voice static assistants because static assistants are defined on Vapi servers. So they can interact only with something that is predefined on Vapi server. So on Vapi platform, however, we want to integrate our assistant with a database. For that particular reason, we will create our own server using make.com, which is a no-code and no-code development platform. So let me log into make.com. Okay, I'm already logged into make.com. As I already said, we will be using make.com to create our own server. So for our phone call to fall on this server. So make.com is a platform which provides you an opportunity to build no-code and low-code automation. So treat make.com as a bridge between two platforms, which provides an opportunity to transmit data from one platform to another. So log in to make.com. If you don't have an account, create one. The procedure is really easy. And we go to create new scenario. I will just call this scenario Ola main flow. Sorry. Let's choose a webhook, custom webhook. What is a webhook? Webhook is a opportunity, so it's a method for two applications to communicate data between each other. Treat it as something similar as API. However, in API, you have to go through an authorization process, while in webhook, you create a webhook, you paste it into another platform, and you connect two platforms together. I'm creating a new webhook here, right? And we have a server URL here. This is the server URL, and this is the server I was talking about. So let's copy this address to clipboard. I'm going back to Vapi, and here you're going to settings. You have a server URL, and you're placing a server URL here. So now a phone call will fall on this server URL. And another thing I have to do is adding this server URL to one more place. So we are going to Assistant, Ola, we are going to Advanced Settings, and we have to add our server URL to messaging. So we are adding it here so that our voicebot will receive end of call reports, tool calling, and other contexts, which is important. So don't forget to add your server URL to messaging as well. Before connecting the phone number to the server on Make, we have to do one thing. Remember, I was telling you that our bot will be able to give a status of the package to the customer while the customer is providing the number of the package. So what we have to do for that, we have to create a tool. So what is a tool? A tool is a way to give AI an understanding which information AI should extract. In this particular case, we will tell AI that AI should extract package number. So when AI will hear that customer is announcing the package number, it will store it, and it will store it on a particular place, so on one more webhook. So this data will fall on a webhook on Make. We will create it later. Right now, let's hit New Tool. Doing a custom tool, and here is the server URL I was talking about. So let's get back to Make. Let's create new scenario. I'm naming it this scenario function Ola. Okay. Let's choose a webhook. It will be again trigger. So we will configure a webhook here, add in a webhook. Okay, done, and saving it. Let me just copy it. Getting back to Vapi here, pasting the URL. Now this information that will be announced by the user. So in this case, the package number will fall on this webhook, and we will do further configuration with this info. Okay, let's go. Property name. So what is property? Property is exactly the name of this type of information. So in this particular case, we need a package number. We need a package number, and we have to describe what kind of data we are extracting. So I would say exact package number. Okay, exact package number mentioned by the user after you ask about the package number. So package number will be extracted. Here you can have different properties. So for example, you can also extract the name or a phone number. However, in this particular case, we need only a package number. Let's go further. What is the tool for? So it's for AI to understand what this tool is used for. So let's give this tool a name, package number. And here we have to describe what this tool does. So this tool takes the package number mentioned by the user to give info on the status of this package. Great, we have a tool created. Now let's add it to our assistant. So we are going to Functions, Tools tab here, selecting a tool package number, adding it, and it's here. So we just need to publish it. Right now, to give a call to our assistant, we have to connect it. So how to connect our assistant in make.com? To do it, we have to use JSON constructs, and we will be pasting this JSON constructs here. So we go to make.com, we create a webhook response, and this will be our response back to the assistant. Whenever the call falls on this server URL, our assistant responds back. However, we have to configure it to make. So to do it, I go to Vapi API reference, and here I'm finding the get assistant endpoint. Here we have to authorize. So to authorize, please go to settings, find API key, and find a private key, paste it here, and after that you have to paste an ID of the assistant you want to get. So go back to Vapi. We have Ola's ID, paste it here, send, and we have a JSON construct which we will use to connect to Vapi to make.com. Copy this JSON construct. Now it's copied in the wrong format, so I'm going to JSON formatter. This is a good tool to format your JSON, to edit your JSON, so I'm adding code here. We have format. This is this button. We are formatting JSON. And now what we have to do, we have to delete something. So we have to delete ID and organization ID. So delete this info. Okay. Also, we have to delete created ads and updated ads. And also we have to delete is server URL set false. Okay, I have an error here at line 51. Quoted object key expected but got at line 51, column 1. Yeah, I got it, okay, because I didn't delete a comma, so don't forget to do it. Deleting a comma. Sure. Okay. Now we have to wrap this assistant into assistant. We will be pasting our JSON construct into webhook response. And to do that, we have to wrap our, so I'm just copying it, copy. Then I'm writing curly brackets. I'm writing assistant, double dots, and pasting what I've just deleted. So now we are copying this, going back to make, and pasting it here in body. Okay. Now we have our JSON construct, but we have to let make.com know that it is JSON. So here we are adding add item. So we are adding content type. So we are letting make.com know what type of content is, and we are adding application JSON. Save. Right now, we can give a call and check if our assistant works. Going back to Vapi, here an important thing to know is that when you're going to phone numbers, and I have my phone number here and I will just give a call now, an important thing to know is that no assistant, so you can connect your assistant to phone number here, no assistant is connected. So your call will fall on server URL. Okay, going back to make, let's run this scenario, giving a phone call.
Hello, this is Ola from Cosmetics World. How can I help you today?
Hello, Ola. For now, nothing is needed. Bye. As you see, our call was connected, so our call fell on server URL. And here you can see that the call successfully fell on server URL. So here you can grab this bundle and see the customer number, call ID, and many other information. And this webhook successfully sends a response. Now, what we will be doing, we'll be configuring the function scenario so that our voice assistant will be able to hear the number of the package and give an answer about the status of this package. For that, we configured a tool, so our tool will be able to grasp the package number, and after that, we have to compare this package number to the package number that is available. If this package number is available in the database, and if this package number is available in the database, our bot will give a response about the status. I just want to show you my database. So here is a simple database. I used Airtable for this reason. It's a simple Airtable to give you and understanding how this API calls will be working. So here we have a package number, we have an order status, and we have an estimated delivery date. So this order status and estimated delivery date will be an information that our assistant Ola will be given back to the user. So going back to make.com, and what we need here is an HTTP model, and we will be making a request. So how to make a request? For that, you can explore the API of every platform. So in our particular case, we are going to API reference of Airtable. And here it's very convenient because you can find your exact database. In my case, it's package tracking database. And here you can consult how you can connect Airtable using API to any external services. So what we need here, we need authentication. So here we have a link that we should copy. Okay, copying this link, going back to make, pasting it into URL. But here one thing is that here you see table. So here you have to paste the ID of your table. So I have my table ID here, and you will have it as well. Just don't copy the dot. Paste in table ID. Now, one more thing you have to do, we are adding a header. Here we have name for the header, authorization, and here we have to add a bearer token. So I'm typing bearer. Now you have to create a personal token for your Airtable database. So let's go to API reference again, and we have to find something as create tokens. Going to create token, I will create a token with you. So I'm naming this token trial token scope. So let's choose data records read. So it will read the records in your Airtable database as well as schema basis read. So it will see the structure of a base, table names, or field types. And add a base. I'm adding package tracking base, create token. I have a token, copy it, going back to make and paste in my token. Here also an important thing to know is that the response should be parsed. Let's go to iterator now. So we have to iterate our data that will be got from an API request. It will be got as general data where we have to iterate through the records. I'm choosing here records, and these records will be iterated through. So this order status, package number, estimated delivery date records will be iterated through. So it will be like different specific records. Good. Right now, I need to have a webhook response. So our client named a package number, and now our assistant should give a response about order status and estimated delivery date. So how to have this response? We have to define a JSON construct to body. So in order to know which the JSON construct you have to define, go to API reference, and you can search something like to call result. Let's go tools calling, and here is this JSON construct you have to paste. Okay, going back, pasting this JSON construct, and here in tool calls ID you have to find your tool call ID, which you can find under webhooks. So you can map through these values, and you can see tool calls here, ID, and result. Let's configure it a little bit later, but before that I want to set up a filter. So I'm setting up a filter in order so that assistant will give an answer about the status of the package only if the number of the package provided by the user will be equal to the one of the numbers of packages which will be in our database. So here we are using, in tool calls, we have to find, it's an arguments, package number. So package number provided by the user should be equal. So here we see package number. So it's from this flow control iterator. That is what I was talking about, that these records were iterated through. So only if it's equal, then a result should be provided. And so the result could be something like your package is status estimated delivery date is, and estimated delivery date here. Good. Okay. So now let's run it. Let's give it a call.
Hello, this is Ola from Cosmetics World. How can I help you today?
Hello, Ola. I actually want to know when my package will arrive.
Could you please provide me with your package number?
Sure, it's 111.
Could you please
111.
hold on a sec? Your package is currently on hold and the estimated delivery date is October 10th. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
It's actually all. Thank you so much, Ola. Bye-bye. Okay, so as you see, Ola provided a correct answer. So here is our package number, which I announced. Here's its order status, and here is an estimated delivery date. So let's go back to make scenario, and here we have that it's successfully ran. So the most important thing for you to know here is that, let's see that package number announced by me is hidden here. Next, we send a request to Airtable. We iterated through the data that we got. And now we look at this filter. This is the most important part, because as you see, this filter iterated through all the records which were in Airtable database, and that here it find its match, because the number which was provided by the caller to voice assistant is 111, and here the number that is existing in the database, the same number is here. All other numbers are not equal, so this number is not equal to this number is not equal to this number. So our assistant was going through every number, and it found that here is this number that was announced and gave a response. So as you see, we got a status of our package from Ola by announcing a package number that what we were aiming to get. This is just a simple example of how package tracking could be implemented to voicebots. In this video, we used Airtable API. However, you can connect your voicebot to more sophisticated package tracking systems and complex functions, and just imagine how much time this sophisticated voice AI system will save. All Make.com blueprints, as well as assistant prompt, you can find in my school community, the link to which is below. In the next video, I will show you how to make such package tracking bot multilingual, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching this video and see you next time!